The sun was setting on Nexus 9, painting the sky in shades of purple and orange. Lieutenant Do-hyun Kim checked his oxygen levels one more time before stepping out of the small research pod. This was his 5th day on the planet, and so far, he had found nothing but rocks and small plants. "Base, this is Kim. I'm heading north to check the valley before dark," he said into his comm unit. "Copy that, Lieutenant. Remember to be back before the temperature drops," replied the calm voice of Captain Tayo. Do-hyun adjusted his sample bag and walked forward. As Earth's best xenobiologist, he was used to empty planets and long days of finding nothing. Nexus 9 was supposed to be uninhabited. That's what all the reports said. That's what everyone believed. They were wrong. The valley ahead was different from the rest of the rocky terrain. There were tall blue plants that seemed to glow slightly as the light faded. Do-hyun's eyes widened with excitement. New plant species meant his trip wasn't wasted. He bent down to take samples when he heard it. A low, rumbling sound that made the ground shake slightly. Do-hyun froze. His training told him to run back to the pod, but his curiosity kept him in place. He slowly turned around. Standing less than 20 meters away was a creature unlike anything he had ever seen. It was huge, almost 3 meters tall, with skin so black it seemed to swallow the light around it. Its body was sleek but powerful, with 4 long arms ending in clawed hands. What looked like small stars dotted its skin, glowing with a blue-white light. Do-hyun's blood turned cold. He knew what this was from the briefings. A Voidwalker, the most feared predator in the known galaxy. "Captain," he whispered into his comm, trying not to make sudden movements. "I have a situation." Static was his only answer. The Voidwalker took a step forward, and Do-hyun noticed something strange. It was limping. A dark purple liquid dripped from its side, leaving glowing spots on the ground. It was injured. Against all his training and common sense, Do-hyun didn't run. The creature didn't attack either. Instead, it made a series of clicking sounds and gestured to its wound. "You're hurt," Do-hyun said, knowing the creature couldn't understand him. He pointed to the wound and then to his medical kit. The Voidwalker's 6 eyes, arranged in a circle where a face would be on a human, blinked in sequence. It made more clicking sounds and sat down heavily on the ground. Do-hyun's mind raced. Every report said Voidwalkers were mindless killers. 15 planets had been abandoned because of Voidwalker sightings. 3 alien species claimed Voidwalkers had driven them from their homeworlds. Yet here was one, clearly asking for help. Moving slowly, Do-hyun took out his scanner and aimed it at the wound. The readout showed an energy signature matching illegal hunting weapons. Someone had shot this creature. "I'll help you," he said, taking out his medical kit. "Don't eat me, okay?" The Voidwalker made a sound that almost seemed like a laugh. As Do-hyun cleaned the wound, he noticed the creature watching him with what seemed like curiosity. When he applied the healing gel, the Voidwalker tensed but didn't attack. Instead, it reached out one long finger and gently touched Do-hyun's helmet. A voice suddenly filled Do-hyun's head. It wasn't sound. It was more like thoughts being placed directly into his mind. *Why help? Others fear. Run. Shoot. Do-hyun nearly fell backward in shock. "You can speak." "In my mind. Limited. Hurt makes it hard. You different. Why? Before Do-hyun could answer, his comm unit crackled to life. "Lieutenant, return to base immediately. Sensors show a Class A predator in your vicinity." Captain Taho's voice was filled with panic. The Voidwalker tensed, its star-like spots glowing brighter. "Captain, I'm fine. The situation is complicated. I'm bringing back a visitor." "What?" "Kim, that's a Voidwalker. It will kill you and everyone on this mission." Do-hyun looked at the creature, which was now standing, its wound already looking better thanks to the healing gel. Not kill. Need help. Others coming. Bad ones. Trust me, Captain, Do-hyun said, making his decision. Everything we know about Voidwalkers might be wrong. And I think we're about to be in the middle of something big. As if confirming his words, a distant roar echoed across the valley, making the blue plants tremble. The Voidwalker extended a hand to Do-hyun. Come. Not safe. With a deep breath, Lieutenant Do-hyun Kim took the hand of the deadliest creature in the galaxy and ran. The doors of the research station hissed open. Do-hyun walked in first, his helmet under his arm. The Voidwalker ducked to enter behind him. Immediately, alarms began to blare. Attention all personnel. Dangerous life form detected. This is not a drill. The station's AI voice echoed through the halls. Science Director Jai Park was the first to arrive in the docking bay. Her eyes widened in horror at the sight of the Voidwalker. Kim, get away from that thing, she shouted, reaching for the emergency weapon on the wall. Wait. Do-hyun stepped between them. It's not dangerous. It's hurt and needs our help. The Voidwalker stood still, its star-like spots pulsing softly. Purple blood still dripped from its wound. That's a Voidwalker, Jai said, her voice shaking. It has killed entire worlds. Captain Tahoe entered with security officers, all with weapons drawn. Behind them, alien diplomats from 3 different species were running in the opposite direction, screaming in their own languages. The Xorians and Dulter representatives are calling for emergency evacuation, Tahoe said. They say just being near that thing breaks 17 galactic treaties. Do-hyun sighed. Can everyone please calm down? I've been with. He turned to the Voidwalker. Do you have a name? The creature's mental voice touched Do-hyun's mind again. Concept not translate well. We are known by feeling. Mine is shadow between stars. I've been with Shadow for over an hour, Do-hyun continued. If it wanted to kill me, it would have done so already. Shadow. Jai looked incredulous. You named it. It named itself, Do-hyun replied. And it can communicate, telepathically. The security officers looked at each other nervously. Captain Tahoe frowned. Prove it, he said. Do-hyun turned to the Voidwalker. Shadow, can you share your thoughts with them too? The creature's spots glowed brighter. Can try. Difficult. Many minds. Suddenly, everyone in the room stiffened as a simple message filled their heads. Not here to harm. Need help. That's impossible, Jai whispered, lowering her weapon. All reports say Voidwalkers are just animals. Predators. False. My kind. Misunderstood. Long story. The tension in the room decreased slightly, but Captain Tahoe still looked worried. Even if this one is peaceful, the Council will demand action. The galactic treaties are clear about Voidwalker encounters. What do they say? Do-hyun asked. Immediate termination, Tahoe said grimly. Try if wish. Shadow's mental voice had a hint of what might have been amusement. Many have. Still here. No one is terminating anyone, Do-hyun said firmly. Shadow was shot by poachers. That's already a crime under galactic law. We need to treat the wound properly. Jai hesitated, then made a decision. Medical Bay 3 is isolated. We can use it. She turned to Tahoe. Captain, I'll take responsibility. The Council representatives will be furious, Tahoe warned. Let me worry about them, Jai said. I want to know more about our guest. In the medical bay, Do-hyun and Jihi worked to clean and treat Shadow's wound. The Voidwalker sat quietly, watching them with its circle of eyes. The weapon that did this is illegal in 5 systems, Jai said, examining the data. Energy signature matches Gorvan poacher technology. Hunters. 3 ships. Kane 4. Sport. Shadow's mental voice was stronger now. Not first time. Do-hyun connected a simple translation device to his tablet. Can you try communicating through this? It might be easier than mental projection. Shadow touched the device with one long finger. The screen filled with symbols that shifted and changed until they became words in human language. Better. Less strain, the screen displayed. Amazing, Jai whispered. It's learning our language in real time. What happened to the hunters? Do-hyun asked. The symbols shifted again. Gone. Not killed. Scared away. You could have killed them, but didn't, Do-hyun noted. Not what we do. Not who we are. The symbols pulsed. Your kind first to listen. First to help. Do-hyun felt a strange warmth spread through him. He reached out slowly and placed his hand on Shadow's arm. The skin was cool but not cold, with a texture like smooth stone. Why do others fear your kind so much? Jai asked. The symbols on the screen darkened. Old story. Long pain. We'll tell. But first, the symbols paused, then continued. Trust building. Both ways. You help me. I help you. How? Do-hyun asked. Others coming. Not just hunters. Worse. Need to prepare. As if on cue, the station's communication system activated. Captain Taho's voice was tense. Park, Kim, we have a problem. 3 Council warships just entered orbit. They're demanding we hand over the Voidwalker. Immediately. Captain Taho Lee stood tall in the council chamber. The huge room was filled with representatives from 17 different alien species. None of them looked happy. Captain Lee, you realize the seriousness of this situation? Asked Counselor Vex, a tall blue alien with 4 arms. His voice boomed through the chamber. I do, Counselor, Taho said calmly. Your crew member has not only contacted a Voidwalker, but brought it aboard your station. This breaks the primary safety treaty of 2189. Murmurs of agreement filled the room. On the large screen behind Tayo, images of Do-hyun and Shadow appeared. Many counselors gasped or made sounds of disgust. Counselors, if I may, Tayo said. Lieutenant Kim is our top xenobiologist. His initial findings suggest the Voidwalker, which calls itself Shadow, is sentient and peaceful. Peaceful, a bird-like alien named Zora screeched. Voidwalkers destroy 3 of my people's colony worlds. They are killers. With respect, Counselor Zora, Taho replied. We have only heard one side of that story. Shadow claims Voidwalkers have been misunderstood. It speaks. A small green counselor asked in surprise. Yes, telepathically, and through our translation devices. It is highly intelligent. The council chamber erupted in shouting. Counselor Vex banged his gavel for order. This changes nothing. The creature must be terminated immediately, said Vex, and Earth must be sanctioned for this reckless endangerment of galactic civilization. Back on the research station, Do-hyun, Jai, and Shadow watched the council meeting through a video feed. Shadow's star spots dimmed with sadness. Always same, no listen. Only fear, the translation device displayed. They've been afraid of your kind for a long time, Jai said. Why? Before Shadow could answer, Engineer Minji Kang rushed into the medical bay. Her eyes widened at the sight of Shadow, but she quickly focused on her tablet. I've been monitoring the council warships, she said. They're preparing boarding pods. They're coming for Shadow. Do-hyun stood up. We need more time. Shadow has information that could change everything, but the council won't listen. Perhaps they'll listen to this, Jihai said. She held up a data pad with Do-hyun's preliminary research. Your scans show Shadow's brain activity is more complex than any known species. And look at these chemical readings. They indicate truth-telling. Will that be enough? Minji asked. It has to be, Do-hyun replied. He turned to Shadow. We need to know more. Why does everyone fear your kind so much? Shadow's spots pulsed slowly. The translator displayed. Long ago, my kind were peacekeepers. We helped young species grow. Then misunderstanding happened. Big fight. Many of my kind killed. Survivors went into hiding. What misunderstanding? Jai asked. Hard to explain quickly. Need more time. On the screen, the council meeting continued. Taiho was fighting a losing battle. I propose immediate military action, said Councillor Zora. Wait. A small purple alien stood up. This was Councillor Trill, known for being more reasonable. Captain Lee has provided some interesting data. Perhaps we should investigate before taking action. Vex looked annoyed. What do you propose? Send an investigative team to the station. If the Voidwalker truly is peaceful and sentient, we must reconsider our policies. The chamber fell silent. Then, slowly, councillors began to nod. Very well, Vex said reluctantly. We will send a team. But if there is any sign of aggression, the Voidwalker will be terminated immediately, and Earth will face severe consequences. Tahoe let out a small sigh of relief. Back at the station, Do-Yun smiled at the news. We have a chance, he said to Shadow. Minji looked worried, but only a small one. The investigation team will be biased. They'll be looking for any excuse to declare Shadow dangerous. Then we need to be ready, Jai said firmly. We need proof that can't be ignored. Shadow's translator displayed new words. Have proof, but dangerous to show. Enemies among council, not what they seem. What do you mean? Do-Yun asked. Some know truth. Fear truth more than fear my kind. The three humans looked at each other in confusion. What could be so important that members of the Galactic Council would lie about an entire species? You must prepare. Shadow's translator blinked. Investigators coming. But others too. Those who want silence. Not just me. All of you in danger now. Engineer Minji Kang had not slept in 2 days. Her workstation was covered with tools, empty coffee cups, and pieces of technology. She rubbed her tired eyes and looked at her creation with pride. I think it's ready, she said to Do-Yun and Jai. The device on the table looked simple, a small silver box with lights and a few buttons, but inside was something revolutionary. Shadow, can you come here, please? Minji called. The Voidwalker moved gracefully across the room. Over the past few days, the crew had grown used to Shadow's presence. Some were even fascinated by the creature. This should help us communicate better, Minji explained. The old translator only gave us basic words. This one can translate complex ideas and memories. Shadow touched the device gently. Asterisk, thank you, Minji Kang. Asterisk. The mental voice was clearer now, and everyone in the room could hear it. It works, Minji said with excitement. Do-Yun stepped forward. Shadow, the council investigators arrive tomorrow. We need to understand your history. Can you show us what happened between your people and the other species? Shadow's star spots glowed brighter. Asterisk, yes. But truth is painful. Ready yourselves. Asterisk. The Voidwalker placed all 4 hands on the new device. The lights pulsed, and suddenly images filled the room. Like a hologram, but more vivid. They saw tall, beautiful cities where Voidwalkers lived alongside other alien species. They saw Voidwalkers using their mental powers to heal the sick and settle disputes between warring factions. Asterisk, we were peacekeepers, asterisk, Shadow explained. Asterisk, for thousands of years, we helped younger species grow and develop. We never ruled, only guided. Asterisk, the images changed to show a large gathering. Voidwalkers stood with leaders from many worlds. Asterisk. Then came the misunderstanding. A new species called the Vrax discovered space travel. They were aggressive, wanted to conquer. We tried to help them learn peace. Asterisk. The images showed Voidwalkers meeting with reptilian aliens. Then suddenly, explosions. The Vrax ships attacking Voidwalker cities. Asterisk. They feared our mental abilities, spread lies that we controlled minds, planned to enslave all. Many believed them. Asterisk. The scenes became dark and chaotic. A massive war, voidwalkers being hunted down, their cities destroyed. Asterisk. Most of my kind died. Survivors went into hiding. Over centuries, stories changed. We became monsters in tales. The Vraks became powerful in council, rewrote history. Asterisk. Jihi gasped. The Vraks? They're one of the founding members of the council now. Asterisk. Yes. Built empire on fear of us. When we appeared to stop genuine threats or injustice, they called it voidwalker attacks. Used fear to control other species. Asterisk. The images showed voidwalkers trying to stop poachers from killing endangered creatures, only to be attacked themselves. They showed voidwalkers destroying weapons that could kill millions, only to be labeled as the aggressors. This changes everything, Do-Yun said quietly. The entire power structure of the council is built on a lie. Asterisk. Now you understand why they fear truth. Asterisk. Shadow said as the images faded. Asterisk. Some council members know real history. Most believe lies told for generations. Asterisk. Captain Tayo, who had been watching silently, spoke up. We need evidence that can't be dismissed. Memory images won't convince those who don't want to believe. Shadow spots dimmed slightly. Asterisk. Have more proof. Hidden sanctuary where survivors live. Records kept safe there. Ancient treaties signed before war. Proof of betrayal. Asterisk. Where is this sanctuary? Do-Yun asked. Asterisk. Car. In Crimson Nebula. Place no other species can survive. Radiation deadly to all but my kind. Asterisk. Minji looked thoughtful. That's weeks away, even at maximum speed. And we'd need special shielding to even approach it. A warning light flashed on the wall panel. Captain Taho checked the alert. The council investigation team has arrived early, he said grimly. And there's something else. 3 unmarked ships have entered the system. They're not responding to hails. Shadow spots pulsed rapidly. Asterisk. Not investigators. Assassins, sent to silence truth, coming for me. And anyone who knows. Asterisk. Jihi looked at the others, her face pale but determined. Then we need to move fast. The truth about voidwalkers could change the balance of power in the entire galaxy. Asterisk. Yes. Asterisk. Shadow agreed. Asterisk. But first, we must survive. Asterisk. Ambassador Hyunwoo Choi rushed through the station corridors. His diplomatic uniform was wrinkled from the hurried journey from Earth. 2 security officers ran behind him, struggling to keep up. Where are they keeping the voidwalker? He asked a station worker. Lab Section 4. Sir, the worker replied, looking nervous. Hyunwoo nodded and quickened his pace. He had to reach them before it was too late. In Lab Section 4, Do-Yun, Jai, and Minji were preparing to meet the council investigation team. Shadow stood quietly in the corner, star spots glowing softly. The door slid open with a hiss. Ambassador Hyunwoo entered, out of breath. Ambassador, Captain Taho said, surprised. We weren't expecting Earth diplomats. There's no time, Hyunwoo said urgently. The ships that arrived are not all council investigators. I have sources in the council. They say assassins have been sent to kill Shadow and anyone who has spoken with him. We know, Do-Yun said grimly. Shadow sensed them. Hyunwoo looked at the voidwalker with a mixture of fear and wonder. Then you know we must act quickly. The Vraks representative personally ordered this mission. They're calling it containment of biological threat, but it's really about keeping the truth hidden. Asterisk. Truth threatens their power. Asterisk. Shadow's mental voice touched their minds. Asterisk. For centuries, fear of my kind has let them control others. Asterisk. What can we do? Jai asked. We're scientists, not fighters. We need to get Shadow to the sanctuary, Do-Yun said firmly. If we can bring back proof of the Vraks' betrayal, we can change everything. Ambassador Hyunwoo shook his head. The station is already being watched. 3 Council warships are in orbit, plus the unmarked assassin vessels. You'll never reach the Crimson Nebula. Shadow moved forward. Asterisk, must try. Last hope for my kind. For truth. Asterisk. Minji had been quiet, working on her tablet. Now she looked up with excitement. I think I found something. The research vessel Horizon is docked on the far side of the station for repairs. It's small but fast, with advanced engines. That might work, Tahoe said, but the Council ships would catch you before you left the system. Asterisk I can help, asterisk Shadow said. Asterisk my abilities extend beyond communication, can enhance your ship systems temporarily, make us faster, harder to detect. Asterisk. Everyone stared at the Voidwalker. You can do that? Minji asked, her scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. Asterisk yes. Connection between my kind and technology. Another reason some fear us. Asterisk. A loud alarm suddenly blared through the station. Red lights flashed in the corridor. They're here, Captain Tahoe said, checking the security feed. Official Council investigators at the main dock, and, yes, unmarked soldiers entering through the emergency airlocks. They're armed. We need to go now, Do-Yun said. Ambassador Hyunwoo made a quick decision. Captain Tahoe and I will meet the official investigators. We'll stall them with diplomatic talk. The rest of you get to the Horizon. Asterisk. They will punish you for helping. Asterisk, Shadow warned. Probably. Hyunwoo agreed with a grim smile. But sometimes doing the right thing means breaking the rules. Ji gathered essential supplies while Minji downloaded star charts of the route to the Crimson Nebula. The nebula is 4 weeks away at maximum speed, Minji said. And the radiation there is lethal to humans. We'd need special shielding just to get close. Asterisk I knows safe path, asterisk, Shadow assured them. Asterisk. Can place where you can wait while I contact my people. Asterisk. Do-Yun looked at his friends. This is dangerous. You don't have to come. Are you kidding? Minji said with a nervous laugh. Missed the chance to meet more Voidwalkers and rewrite galactic history. Never. The galaxy needs to know the truth, Jai added simply. Captain Tahoe handed Do-Yun a security card. This will get you to the Horizon without using main corridors. Ambassador Choi and I will buy you as much time as we can. As they prepared to leave, Shadow placed a hand on Do-Yun's shoulder. Asterisk. Your kind surprises me. So young in stars, yet so wise in heart. Asterisk. Not all of us, Do-Yun said, thinking of the assassins coming to kill them. But enough to make a difference, I hope. With a last look at Captain Tahoe and Ambassador Hyunwoo, the small group slipped into the service corridor, beginning their desperate journey to the most dangerous region of space, with the most feared creature in the galaxy as their guide. Security Chief Seo Jin-yoon was not supposed to be on duty, but when the alarm sounded, he rushed to his post. Now he watched the security screens with growing concern. Armed soldiers in sections 2 and 3. He reported to Captain Tahoe over the comm. They're not wearing council uniforms. Can you slow them down? Captain Tahoe asked. Seojin smiled slightly. That's my job, Captain. With quick fingers, he locked doors and changed access codes. Then he grabbed his personal weapon and headed out. He had worked on space stations for 15 years. He knew every shortcut and hidden passage. Meanwhile, Do-Yun, Jai, Minji, and Shadow moved quickly through service tunnels toward the docking bay. They could hear distant shouting and the sound of boots on metal floors. Almost there, Minji whispered, checking her map. The Horizon is in Bay 12. They turned a corner and found themselves facing 2 armed soldiers. For a moment, everyone froze in surprise. Then the soldiers raised their weapons. Don't move, one shouted. Shadow stepped forward, star spots flashing brightly. The soldiers suddenly dropped their weapons and clutched their heads, crying out in pain. What did you do? Do-Yun asked as they rushed past the confused soldiers. Asterisk brief mental disruption. Asterisk Shadow explained. Asterisk non-permanent. They will recover. Asterisk. You could have killed them, Jai noted with surprise. Asterisk not who we are, asterisk Shadow replied simply. They'd reached Bay 12 where the research vessel Horizon waited. It was smaller than they expected, sleek and built for speed rather than comfort. Can this really get us to the Crimson Nebula? Jai asked doubtfully. It's our only option, Do-hyun said as they rushed on board. Minji headed straight for the control room. Her fingers flew over the panels, starting the engines. Captain Tahoe gave me the override codes, she explained. But they'll know we're leaving as soon as the docking clamps release. Suddenly, Security Chief Seojin appeared at the ship's entrance. Everyone tensed, but he raised his hands to show he came in peace. Room for one more, he asked with a grim smile. Seojin. Minji was surprised. Why would you help us? The soldiers tried to shoot me when I questioned their authority, he said. Besides, I'd seen the security footage of Shadow. Anyone can see he's not the monster the council claims. Asterisk welcome. Seojin Yoon. Asterisk Shadow greeted him mentally. Seojin blinked in surprise at the mental voice, but nodded respectfully. We need to go now, he said urgently. I've created some distractions, but they won't last long. As if to confirm his words, the station alarms changed tone, becoming more urgent. Unauthorized launch detected, the station AI announced. Security breach in Bay 12. Minji released the docking clamps. The Horizon shuddered and began to move away from the station. 3 council warships are moving to intercept, Jai reported, watching the sensor screen. Shadow moved to the front of the ship and placed all 4 hands on the control panel. Immediately, the lights dimmed, then brightened. Strange patterns of energy flowed through the ship's systems. Asterisk enhancing engines. Asterisk Shadow explained. Asterisk modifying shields. They will not detect us clearly. Asterisk. The Horizon suddenly accelerated much faster than should have been possible. The stars outside blurred as they shot away from the station. It's working, Minji exclaimed. We're moving at 150% of maximum rated speed. On the sensors, they could see the council warships firing warning shots, but their targeting was off. The energy weapons missed by wide margins. They can't get a clear lock on us, Seojin said with wonder. Shadow is bending their sensors somehow. Do-hyun looked at the Voidwalker with new respect. How long can you maintain this? Asterisk hours, not days, asterisk Shadow admitted. Asterisk, we'll need rest. Asterisk, that should be enough to get us clear of this system, Jihai said. Then we can plot a course for the Crimson Nebula. As they escaped deeper into space, Do-hyun received a final message from Captain Tahoe. Council representatives, furious, claiming you kidnapped a dangerous creature and stole a research vessel. Ambassador Choi and I under arrest. But worth it if you succeed. Find the truth. Clear Earth's name. And stay alive. Seojin looked at the determined faces around him. So we're heading to the deadliest part of the galaxy with the most feared creature in the universe as our guide. Yes, Do-hyun nodded. And 3 warships behind us. 4 now, Minji corrected, checking the long-range sensors. Another just joined the pursuit. Shadow's star spots pulsed with determination. Asterisk long journey ahead. Many dangers. But together, we have chance. Asterisk 7 days had passed since their escape. The Horizon flew through a dangerous part of space known as the Scarlet Belt. Giant asteroids and space debris floated everywhere, making it hard to navigate. Inside the ship, Jai Park stared at the damage reports with growing worry. Their last encounter with a council patrol had left the rear shields badly damaged. The engine was making strange noises, and life support was working at only 68% capacity. How bad is it? Do-hyun asked, entering the control room. Bad, Jihai said simply. We won't make it to the Crimson Nebula in this condition. Seojin joined them, his face tired from lack of sleep. He had been watching the sensors nonstop, looking for council ships. "They're still following us," he reported. "3 warships. They're being careful in the asteroid field, but they're gaining." Shadow sat quietly in the corner. The Voidwalker had been spending energy helping the ship's systems, and it was taking a toll. The star spots on Shadow's skin were dimmer now. Asterisk, how far to Nebula? Asterisk, Shadow's mental voice was weaker than before. Minji checked the navigation system. 2 more weeks at our current speed. But honestly, I don't think the ship will hold together that long. Everyone fell silent. They had come so far, risked so much. The thought of failing now was hard to accept. "There must be a way," Do-Yun said finally. "We can't give up." Ji had been quiet, thinking deeply. Now she looked up, her eyes showing she had made a difficult decision. "There is a way," she said slowly, "but it requires a sacrifice." She explained her plan. They would fake the destruction of the horizon. Shadow and 1 human would continue to the nebula in the small escape pod, while the others would surrender to the council ships. "The council wants Shadow most of all," Jihai explained. "If they believe Shadow is dead, and we surrender, they might spare our lives." "And what happens to the ones who surrender?" Seojin asked, already knowing the answer. "Best case, prison," Jihai said honestly. "Worst case, execution for treason against galactic stability." "No," Do-Yun shook his head. "It's too dangerous for those who stay behind." "It's the only way," Minji said. "Our ship won't make it, but the escape pod might, if the council ships stop pursuing." "I should be the one to go with Shadow," Do-Yun said. No one argued. They all knew Do-Yun had formed the strongest bond with the Voidwalker. "I can program the ship's sensors to show a core breach," Minji said. "It will look like the horizon exploded, when really we just launched the escape pod during the explosion." Seojin nodded. "I know how Council military thinks. They'll believe it, especially if we immediately surrender afterward." They spent the next hours preparing. Minji worked on the false sensor readings while Seojin loaded the escape pod with supplies. Jihai recorded a message for Captain Tao, explaining their plan in case she never saw him again. When everything was ready, they gathered for a final goodbye. "The council will question you," Do-Yun said. "They'll want to know everything about Shadow." "Let them ask," Jihai said with a small smile. "We'll tell them the truth, about Shadow, about the Voidwalkers. Maybe some will listen." Seojin placed a hand on Do-Yun's shoulder. "Find the sanctuary. Get the proof. Make this worth it. Asterisk, your sacrifice will not be forgotten." Asterisk, Shadow told them. Asterisk, "My people will know what you did." Asterisk. Minji wiped tears from her eyes, but managed to smile. "Stop being so dramatic. This isn't goodbye forever. We'll see you again when you've cleared our names." The moment had come. Do-Yun and Shadow entered the escape pod as the others returned to the main ship. "Ready?" Minji's voice came through the comm system. "Ready," Do-Yun confirmed, looking at Shadow beside him. The ship shuddered, emergency lights flashed, and alarms blared, all part of Minji's deception. The escape pod launched silently, heading away from the horizon at maximum speed. Behind them, a brilliant flash lit up space as Minji triggered the fake explosion. To any watching sensors, it would appear the horizon had been destroyed. In the tiny pod, Do-Yun watched as the council ships approached the debris field where his friends waited to surrender. "It's just us now," he said softly to Shadow. The Voidwalker's spots glowed with determination. Asterisk. "They gave us chance. We will not waste it." Asterisk. The escape pod was not made for long journeys. It was small, with barely enough room for both Do-Yun and Shadow. After 6 days, the air was getting stale despite the recyclers working overtime. "We're almost there," Do-Yun said, checking the navigation screen. The Crimson Nebula loomed ahead, a vast cloud of red gas that seemed to glow with inner fire. Shadow's star spots brightened slightly. The Voidwalker had been conserving energy, staying quiet for long periods. Asterisk yes. Home close now. Asterisk. Do-Yun checked the radiation sensors. The readings were already climbing, and they weren't even at the edge of the nebula yet. The pod's shielding won't protect me much longer, he said. Another few hours in this radiation, and I'll start getting sick. Asterisk no safe place. Asterisk, Shadow assured him. Asterisk, Ancient outpost, at edge of nebula. Shielded. You wait there. I go to sanctuary, return with others. Asterisk. The pod shook violently as they entered the outer layer of the nebula. Red gases swirled around them, making it hard to see. The radiation warning alarm began to sound. Radiation at dangerous levels. The pod's computer announced. Seek shelter immediately. Shadow placed a hand on the control panel. Like before, energy flowed from the Voidwalker into the ship's systems. The radiation alarm quieted slightly. Asterisk enhancing shields. Will help little while. Asterisk. Do-Yun nodded gratefully, but he could see the effort was draining Shadow further. The Voidwalker's normally black skin had taken on a grayish tone. They flew deeper into the nebula. Strange shapes moved in the red gas, some like animals, others like floating plants. Do-Yun had never seen anything like them. What are those? He asked. Asterisk, nebula life. Unique. Feed on radiation. Harmless to us. Asterisk. After another hour, Shadow pointed to something ahead. At first, Do-Yun couldn't see anything through the swirling red gases. Then a structure appeared, a small station built into a floating asteroid. Asterisk outpost. Asterisk, Shadow explained. Asterisk, built before war, abandoned long time, still safe. Asterisk. They docked carefully. The outpost looked ancient but somehow still functional. Lights came on automatically as they entered. It still has power after all these centuries, Do-Yun asked in wonder. Asterisk, our technology different. Draws energy from nebula itself. Never ends. Asterisk. Inside, the air was breathable, and the radiation levels dropped to safe levels. Do-Yun looked around with curiosity. The architecture was unlike anything in the known galaxy. Smooth curves instead of angles, with surfaces that seemed to glow from within. Shadow led him to what appeared to be a control room. Screens lit up as the Voidwalker approached. Asterisk, we'll leave you here. Safe. Food supplies still good. We'll return with elders. Asterisk. Do-Yun felt a sudden fear. How long will you be gone? Asterisk, one day, maybe two. Sanctuary deeper in nebula. Must explain situation first. Asterisk. Shadow moved to leave, but Do-Yun stepped forward. Wait, he said. What if they don't believe you? What if they don't want to help? Shadow's spots pulsed gently. Asterisk, will believe. You saved me. Showed kindness when others showed fear. Story already spreading among my people. Asterisk. How? Do-Yun asked, confused. We've been out of contact with everyone. Asterisk, my kind connected. Thoughts travel great distances. Many already watch our journey. Asterisk. This was news to Do-Yun. You mean they know about us? About what happened? Asterisk, yes. Watching. Waiting. For centuries, no other species showed anything but fear toward us. Then you came. Different. Brave. Kind. Asterisk. Shadow moved closer, placing one hand on Do-Yun's shoulder. It was a human gesture, one that Shadow had learned from watching them. Asterisk, rest now. Return soon. Asterisk. Do-Yun nodded, though he still felt uneasy. Be careful. After Shadow left, Do-Yun explored the outpost. He found living quarters, food storage, and even what looked like a library with strange crystal devices instead of books. Hours passed. Do-Yun tried to rest, but worry kept him awake. What if Shadow didn't return? What if the other Voidwalkers decided a human wasn't trustworthy? On the second day, Do-hyun was studying the outpost's systems when he felt it, a presence in his mind. Then another, and another. He turned slowly. Floating outside the large viewing window were 5 Voidwalkers. They were different from Shadow, larger, with more elaborate patterns of stars on their skin. Their mental voices filled his mind all at once, a chorus of ancient wisdom and surprise. Asterisk, the human who befriended our kind. Asterisk, they said together. Asterisk, we have come to see for ourselves. Asterisk, the Grand Council chamber had never been so full. Representatives from every major species sat in tense silence. Armed guards lined the walls. At the center of it all stood Captain Taho Lee, with Jihai, Minji, and Seojin beside him. They were in restraints, facing the council leaders. The humans are charged with endangering galactic peace, announced Councillor Vex. They helped a Voidwalker escape and shared classified information. The Vrax representative, a large reptilian alien, hissed with satisfaction. The penalty for such crimes is death. Captain Taho stood tall despite his chains. We only sought the truth. The Voidwalkers are not what you've claimed they are. Silence, Vex shouted. The Voidwalker is destroyed, along with your ship. Let this be the end of this foolishness. Suddenly, the chamber's massive doors swung open. A hush fell over the crowd as Shadow entered. But he was not alone. Behind him walked Lieutenant Do-hyun Kim, looking tired but determined. And behind them came 20 Voidwalkers, their star-like spots glowing in patterns of blue and white. Gasps and cries of fear filled the chamber. Some representatives tried to flee, while others called for guards. The Vrax representative turned a pale green color. Impossible, Vex stammered. The reports said you were destroyed. Do-hyun smiled slightly. Reports can be wrong, just like history can be wrong. The eldest Voidwalker moved forward, taller than the others, with spots that shimmered like a galaxy of stars. The elder's mental voice was strong enough for everyone in the chamber to hear. Asterisk, we come in peace, as we always have. We bring truth, which some have tried to hide. Asterisk. The elder raised 4 hands. Between them appeared a glowing sphere of energy. Images formed within it. Ancient records, treaties, meetings from centuries past. Asterisk, see the truth. Before the war, we were allies. We helped young species grow. Then came the lies. Asterisk. The images showed Vrax leaders planning in secret, spreading false stories about Voidwalkers, turning other species against them. The Vrax representative hissed angrily. These are tricks. Voidwalker mind control. No, Do-hyun said firmly. These are records kept safe for centuries. Data that can be verified. The Voidwalkers were peacekeepers, not monsters. The war against them was based on lies. Lies that gave the Vrax power in the new council. The chamber erupted in shouting. Some council members demanded the Voidwalkers be removed. Others wanted to hear more. The divide was clear. Those who had built their power on fear of Voidwalkers against those willing to consider the truth. Councillor Trill, the small purple alien who had suggested the investigation earlier, spoke up. I move that we review this evidence properly. If what they say is true, a great injustice has been done. You would trust the word of monsters. The Vrax's representative spat. Captain Taho stepped forward, his chains rattling. The only monsters here are those who built their power on lies and fear. The debate grew more heated. The council was splitting apart before their eyes. Centuries of accepted history were being questioned. For some, it was too much to accept. Do-hyun raised his hands for quiet. When he spoke, his voice was clear and steady. Look at what has happened here. We humans are newcomers to your galaxy. You call us primitive, undeveloped. Yet we were the only ones wise enough to look beyond fear, to see with open eyes. He walked to Shadow's side. I befriended this Voidwalker when everyone said it was impossible. I listened when others would only run. If humans can befriend the galaxy's most feared beings, perhaps there's hope for understanding among all species. The elder Voidwalker moved to stand beside Doyan. The contrast was striking, the small human next to the towering, star-flecked being. For too long, we have hidden, watched from shadows. Now time for new beginning. Peace possible, if fear set aside. Slowly, amazingly, the mood in the chamber began to change. Representatives who had been calling for blood now looked thoughtful. The evidence was too strong to ignore. Counselor Vex, after a long silence, spoke. We will review the evidence and release the human prisoners while we deliberate. As the guards removed their restraints, Jihai, Minji, and Seojin rushed to Doyan's side. Their reunion was joyful, filled with tears and laughter. You did it, Jai whispered. You actually did it. Doyan shook his head. We did it, all of us. The elder's mental voice touched their minds one last time. Today begins new chapter for all our kinds. Together. And so it was that a single human's choice to show kindness instead of fear changed the course of galactic history forever.